I'm going to share something real quick. Um, and this is just simply really an overview of things that we already know, but it's a great reminder from time to time. Again, mental skills is not rocket science. It's really basic things, but it's like going to the gym. Not the equipment doesn't change, but we go every day and we do similar weights, but this time we do it a little bit more. We intensify a little bit more. So the skills are all really similar, but it's just reminding ourselves and doing the things. When we say we're going to commit, are we really committing? Because sometimes it's vulnerable, right? One of the first things that we cover is vulnerability. Victory goes to the vulnerable. One of the foundational ground rules that we preach here. Vulnerability actually has three parts. Number one, it requires uncertainty. Number two, there's emotional exposure. And then number three, there's risk. So what does this mean? What does this fancy word vulnerability actually mean? Well, we've all heard the word courage. Oh, this person was really courageous. This person had a lot of courage. What do you think courage means? Just think about it. Does courage involve risk? Yeah, right? It wouldn't be courageous if there wasn't any risk. Does courage involve uncertainty? Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. If we do something, we don't know how it's going to turn out. So it takes a lot of courage, even though we don't know what the outcome is going to be. Does courage involve emotional exposure? Yeah, right? We're putting something on the line. We're putting ourselves out there. Like, for example, first day of school, you know nobody. And teacher is explaining a rule or, a fact or something in class. Is it courageous to raise your hand and ask the teacher, teacher, I don't really know what that means. Could you explain it again in a different way? Or, teacher, I need help with that. Does that involve risk? Yeah, we don't know how the teacher is going to respond. We don't know how the class is going to respond. Uncertainty? Yeah, right? We have no idea what's going to happen if we ask that. People are going to think we're stupid for asking that question? Emotional exposure? Yeah, you're putting yourself out there. Vulnerability is the most accurate measurement of courage. There is no courage without vulnerability. So when we choose to lean into the discomfort, to be uncomfortable, to try new things, like Mark, you might have to have a very difficult conversation with a player, or there's something on your mind and your gut is saying, you got to say this, but you know that it might cost you your job. Does that involve uncertainty, emotional exposure, and risk? Yeah, because you know what? If you say it might cost you your job, and that's going to cause a lot of risk. Vulnerability, when we lean into it, even if it costs you your job, if it was the right thing to do, there is victory in those moments, because people in the end really, they don't regret the decisions when they make them based on what they believe and their values. How does this apply to golf and us? Well, sometimes we're learning a new mental skill, right? Confidence is an action, for example. Confidence is a behavior. And you're walking on the first tee and you're really, really nervous. So like Zoe and I were talking, and we're talking about how I'm out of shape mentally, emotionally, physically to compete again. But when I go on the first tee, I get really nervous. I get the first tee jitters like nobody, has ever experienced. Like that's why I got into this stuff, because I feel this stuff myself. Is it vulnerable for me to step into the first tee acting really confident? Yeah, because I'm feeling scared. That's a mismatch to how I'm feeling. But I've learned that I don't trust my feelings all the time. It's not about walking to the first tee feeling scared and timid the way that I'm feeling. It's about walking into the first tee with the opposite of what I'm feeling. Feel brave, feel open, feel confident. Do it. Like, just do confidence in this moment. What will it look like? That's vulnerable for me. But if I can do that, even if I hit a poor shot, if I can do that, then I've taken one step closer towards courage, and that's victorious. That's why we say victory goes to the vulnerable. The other thing that we cover, this stuff that we're all learning, mental training, it requires the same amount of time, energy, and effort as physical training. There's no quick fixes. The reason why we developed this program to be as it is, where we're constantly with you every week training this stuff, is because it's not going to go away. You're going to have victories, and you're going to have experiences of winning and really highs, and you're going to experience a lot of lows. Golf is a game of losses and misses. You can ask any pro that. Think about, other than Tiger Woods, okay? Think about these pros that are playing in their life for competing every single day, week in, week out, and Mark knows this better than anyone. What's the percentage of them actually winning? Golf is a game of managing your losses and misses. And there are more hard days and challenging days than there are good ones. It's just the way golf works. It's so hard. So there are no quick fixes. We're not going to get to the ultimate destination overnight. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience, a lot of dedication. But it's about enjoying the journey, pursuing after progress, trying to grow every day to be a better person, a better golfer, a better caddy, a better whatever title you want to put. This is something we've been talking about today. The theme of today, I think, is confidence, right? But how do we do confidence? We heard Ji-sung Park. We heard this player that Mark shared. Confidence doesn't have to be looks all put together. It doesn't have to be this macho, oh yeah. It can look very scrappy and quiet, but it's there inside, where one person believes in themselves, is very compassionate towards themselves, is building themselves up from scratch when they have nothing in their tank. No one's going to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And remember, confidence is more of a behavior than it is a feeling. Confidence is an action. Don't wait around for it, hoping that it's going to come the next day. Then you can play great golf. No. Try to act and hold your posture, walk confidently, talk confidently, think confidently. Then the feeling will come. We have a saying here in MPGA. It's not fake it till you make it, but it's be it till you see it. Okay? The next one that we believe here is that here at MPGA, we make permission to fail. We give ourselves permission to make mistakes. We believe that failure is where growth happens. And if you approach it with the right mindset, then you're going to learn, you're going to progress, you're going to grow. So we give ourselves permission to make mistakes here. No one's perfect. What does it mean to be human? When someone says, oh, that person's just human, it means we're imperfect, but that's okay. That's how we're made. We're not perfect. We're not made to be perfect. So why are we striving after it all the time. Pursue progress, not perfection. Focus is a choice. Focus is a choice. Regardless of what you think, sometimes we get bombarded with these ants, automatic negative thoughts. They come in and they distract us from what we were focusing on. But once you learn this stuff, it's your decision on what you choose to focus on instead. Do you focus on the YouTube ad or the ants? Do you focus on those? Or do you shift your focus, like what Ino said, getting to neutral, doing your circle breathing, and focusing on what's right in front of you that you can control? Focus is a choice. Process over outcome. We train how to be in a process-oriented mindset more than an outcome-oriented mindset. Process over outcome, right? The road to optimal performance is achieved through a process-oriented mindset. So when you can commit to what's right in front of you, the championship games, the gold medals, the trophies, the ranking, the points, the money, the sponsorships, all those come as a byproduct of you doing the process really well. Do those outcome goals and those wins, are they important? Yeah, heck yeah, they're very important. And we have those in mind. But how to get there, the road to get there, is to do this right in front of you very well, little by little. And then lastly, we're going to end with this. Greatness is a decision. We decide every single day who we're going to be, how we're going to show up. Greatness is part of this internal belief that we can start believing in ourselves, because we don't wait around for people to tell us that we're great. We make a decision and decide that every single day I'm going to pursue and chase after greatness. Everything that I do, I'm going to do it great. I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to give it my all. So greatness is a decision indeed. What stood out to you today? What's one thing that resonated with you? And what that means is, what's one thing that stuck with you and why?